Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Now you can hear me. What happened there? Can you hear me now? Sound coming through into ears. Is sound coming into ears? Is sound penetrating ear membranes? Music too. Lawrence Ohms, can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? Can hear you now. Oh my God. Oh my God. Welcome to the service, everybody. Welcome to the service. Lawrence Ohms, you're going to be happy to know that as of next week, my meditations are back. Thursday nights. It's going to be Thursday nights. Well, next week we got one. Next week we got one. It's going to be incredible. Online is now available. Get your tickets if you want to come to an online meditation. I teach it Sundays. It's a beautiful service. We go to God. We talk to God. We become one with Source and come back. Basically, you want to go up there. We basically go on a journey into the heart, into the mind, into the heart. Turn on the taps. Get that fucking Source in, dude. Get that Source energy. Jam it in, dude. Then you're going on a rip and dip. Then your life becomes a rip and dip, basically. That's the philosophy. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? But today my buddy's coming on. Should be here soon. Hold on a second. Oh, God. Man, I have a lot of these like collabs coming up, and I'm so worried about. Like, it is weird just like organizing with people around the world. Hey, can you guys hear the music? This is Flight to Tunisia by Cosmic from the YouTube Creator Library, and you're listening to it on the drip, 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 rip and dip. The Queen died. I just ripped a cold shower. Oh my God. The cold shower is honestly, it seems pretty bro science, right? But it rips. It feels like that cold shower gives you a nice little, woo, God is great. Woo! Say God is great. Say God is great 5 times. Nick Robinson, thanks for coming. Fry Media, Lawrence Ohms, Tony, that the end. Fry Media, Lawrence Ohms, Bolt, and Urain Abreu. SEO and digital marketing is here, people. We got to see. Hold up. I had a good video for this. This one. This is no, but honestly, I love The Crown, the TV show. And I have this weird complex where I kind of love the Queen. And it's an issue because I'm brown and I should, you know what I mean? Like, I get 50-50 from people on that. I get 50-50 from people on that. Some people are like, why do you love the Queen? You're colonized. And then some people are like, yes, she is a great staple figure in our community. You have to love the Queen. She's the Queen. But no, today's the day of honoring. And no, I did like her, though. I'm saying I liked her. I'm saying other people are like that. I love the Queen, man. Fuck that. This makes me sad. They have this man, they just have these ready to go, eh? That's so funny. There's what was I watching? Oh, my buddy who's gonna be on the show in a second. He's telling me that like Mad Magazine, back in the day, like in the 70s, 80s, Mad magazines, they were during the Nixon election, they put out dual covers. So they put out 500 covers that were like, Nixon, we were with you all along. But then they put out like, or half the covers were Nixon, we were with you all along. And then the other half were like, Kennedy, he is a stand-up guy and we knew it. Either way, they're like, we had the thing up, but it was like half and half of their things. But I just feel like these kinds of things, you got to be ready to go with it. You got to be ready on the rip. Queen, longest serving monarch. Wow. She was a constant point in a changing world. A constant presence in a changing world. A constant point. Yeah. Yeah, I guess she's been consistent because she's a monarch. So no democracy to vote her out. So that's fine. I'm rest in peace. I love the Queen. I said, I love the Queen. But now that so many people have told me that I should be mad at them and hate them, now I'm fucked up. Like I have to always make the point now of like, they are colonizers, but that's fine. That's fine. Now's not the time to remember all that. Right. And that's what's great about this show is that we can say that. We can say like, listen, colonizer, yeah, but you know, like I always tell with this, like our guest today, who's not here yet, but he's gonna come. And I always tell him, like, listen, man, you can be mad or you can forgive them and say, hey man, they did a come up. They were top player in the game, 200-300 years. I call the British Empire, I call them like the Floyd Money Mayweather of empires, because it's like other empires go to the top and then they get beat up like boxers. On the way down, an empire gets eaten by whoever they conquered. They come back and eat them. British, no fall down. Pass the baton to America. God is great. Everyone loves British. Everyone loves Queen. British shit. Right? It's like, that's, you can say like, oh, she's bad, this, that, where, but you can also say like, they are like Floyd Money Mayweather. Same thing with boxers. Like an empire, it goes to the top, and then it like gets destroyed by its enemies as it corrupts. British went up, retired with the belt. Same thing with boxers though. They go up, and then when they win the they don't know when to stop. Boxer comes up, wins the championship, then starts having a mental personal life breakdown, then loses the thing, then bites some guy. Something. You know what I'm saying? They don't know when to be like the Brits and say, okay, that's it. Finish. If they had kept going, that's what happened to them. They'd be bankrupt. They'd be like all crackheads, man. They'd be so screwed. But they knew when to pass the baton, set it up, say God is great. And it's never really been done. I mean, I guess other empires have kind of done it, but most empires get eaten up. Like the Syrians, I think like as soon as it looked like they were going to teeter, their Commonwealth, they're like extra, whatever, they just moved in and started murdering people. And that's it. And God is great. But let's continue this video. Was crowned at Westminster Abbey, age just 27. Wow, that's 27. You're in charge of the country. She was married to Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, for 73 years. This is Nope by Noir A. Blanc V. Live on the drip. Drip, 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 drip. Rip and dap. Wow. Can you imagine, though, going to someone's wedding? I know now is not the time. I don't want to be this guy at this time to say all this. But can you imagine going to a queen's wedding? Like, it's the weekend. Just cool it, man. Hang out, party, like do whatever. I guess it's kind of a fun thing to do, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, maybe I'm too snobby on weddings. Maybe going to the queen's wedding would be like a banger event. Like, it would just be a ripper. Like, you just go get wasted, hook up with someone. You know what I mean? Like, it might just be a ripper event. But it's the queen. Is it all like prim and proper? Like, oh, It just looks like a crowd of people watching them have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like these two have a good time. They'll do a dance. They'll eat even, whatever. And everyone else is just like, oh, madam. Oh, queen, doing something. My buddy's here. Vandad Kardar, the radical. I call him the radical. He actually introduced me to the idea. One Irish guy told me like 10 years before. But other than him and this one Irish guy, most people tell me like, you should have respect for the British Empire. Most brown people tell me that. But white people also tell me that every now and then. Like, I know some white guys, some friends of mine, born and raised here, and they're like, you shouldn't speak like that. How could you say those things about the Queen?
Hey.
How could you say those things about the Queen? Welcome, everyone. My friend, Vandad Kardar. What's up, baby? VandadK.com.
I can't hear you yet, homie.
In the comment section, by the way.
I don't know what the fuck's going on with the sound here.
What's wrong? I can hear you.
You
can't hear me? Okay, let's put him. There we go. Can everyone hear the music and me okay? And then for a second, you did hear him, right? She was low-key cute back in the day. Yeah, but dude, on the TV show, she's a ripper, right? They got to get a dime piece for the TV show every time. We got to do a comparison after this. Let's just watch this. Oh, that's nice. Oh, and the little babies. Dude, he's official, eh? He's the king now. I know Vandad's going to be pissed about this because he said, I remember Vandad was telling me like, okay, there's a queen on Canadian money. She's on our money. She's on the money. And I remember years ago, Vandad was like, if she dies, then we got fucking King Charles on the money? What the bumbleclot, dude? Yo, I'm going to keep playing this. The couple had 4 children. Very good, BBC. Very good. But of all the days to, everyone made it out like Queen Elizabeth hated Di. I thought she was nice. I thought it's this Prince Charles, or should I say King? Or should I say Miss King Charles? You're the king. Hey, good sir. Should I say that? I don't know, but that's good that they played it. Yo, is that? Sorry. I'm sorry, but that just, this is a BBC video tribute to the Queen. And it looks like, no, okay, no, right? No, just a finger. Okay, that's fine. Just checking, just doing our due diligence. Of course, we're always here doing our due diligence. I thought for a second it might have been, but that's fine if it was too. It's progressive now. Now you can do it. I think you can get away with it. 8 grandchildren. Who? Okay. I thought this guy was going to be the king. I thought Charles was such a degen that they were going to skip Charles. Fuck that. This guy's responsible. I like this guy to be the king. Right? Vandad, what do you think? Vandad, you ready to go? What's up? How are you doing? Okay, I'm going to add you to the stream. What's up, baby?
Buddy?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
How you doing, man?
I can hear you good. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Clear?
Let us know in the audience if you can hear both of us. Maybe you got to put your volume higher, but I hear you. I hear you. Okay.
Yeah, I had it on low because you know how I am. I always go a little too loud.
Yeah, you're like one of the loudest people I've ever met.
Is that better?
Dude, I can't believe you are honestly one of the loudest people I've ever met. But guys, give a warm welcome to my very good friend, my Habibi, Vandad Kardar, everybody.
Hey,
banger events all over the city.
How is everyone?
All over Ontario.
How you guys doing? The drip.
What's up? Come on in.
Does it sound good, Amish? Sounds good. I know last time we fucked it up with the audio.
No, that sounds great, man. That sounds actually fantastic. I'm just trying to figure out how to get this guy's comment off of your face because right now it's like on your face. Magnitude. Sorry, buddy. I'm just going to take you up. There he is. Let's go full screen for a second. What's up, baby? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good.
Hello, brother. The colonizer. I had to, when I heard the Queen, this guy texted me.
Know.
The Queen has passed.
The Queen has passed. Yeah. It's a big day in the Commonwealth. It's a big day in the Commonwealth. Look, I mean, all in all, like, she lived a long life. She lived a very nice, respectful, dignified life.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't blame the specific person. You know what I mean? If you're colonizing, it's not like she went personally and colonized. She was just a lady born into it. What could she do?
Yeah.
What did she do?
She's
God
cool.
made it. We always say God made it, right?
Yes.
That's
Very
her
respectful.
circumstance too. It's like, hey, God put me in charge. Well, what am I gonna, you know?
Yeah.
But the question is, now what do we do? Now what happens?
Oh, here we go. Here comes the radical. Well, it is a good time to be like, let's just end it then.
Yeah.
It's probably a good time to say, okay, let's call it a day then. But it's too late.
No one really wanted to bring it up like hardcore when she was alive, because you know, who's gonna tell like a 95-year-old woman like, hey, we're ending the institution that you know set around your entire life. You know what I mean? But
yeah, that's true. They're probably just like let her die and then we'll just do it quietly, because it would make her so sad.
I know. I mean, look, like, all jokes aside, that's work. To be a royal, it's not like she got to just do whatever she wanted. You know, that's like her kids, you know, the secondary third kids, like Andrew. He got to just screw around. He got to go to Epstein Island. He got to just be debaucherous. But for the actual,
just like the sisters, just like the two
sisters, they all get to have fun. They get the free pass. But if you're the main monarch, like, that's work, dude.
That's
like,
work all the time.
The crown, it's like every day you wake up and they're like, boom, boom, boom. You got to go to here. You got to go here. You got to talk to these, I don't know, African warlords, and then you got to go to the Khyber Pass and touch the goat. Remember we watched the thing where she?
Oh my God, yeah.
It's so much work. She has to accept the you know, gift by touching the goat.
That's such a good clip, actually.
Will kill them, or like, you know, it's work, dude. It's work. So
it's a lot of work. Yeah, it's their whole life, and it's okay. Wait, Queen Elizabeth, Pakistan. We got to get that clip, dude. That's a good clip.
Yeah, the Khyber Pass. So basically, it was like a Commonwealth tour in like the 50s, and she went to the area that now is like where people who don't know, like, where the Taliban, when they were fighting against the US, they would just use the Khyber Pass and run into Afghanistan. Like, it was this like in the middle border zone. It's like, it's lawless. Pakistan can't control it to this day.
Afghanistan is the real Wild West.
Tribal.
Afghanistan is such a Wild West, dude. We can't control them.
It's essentially like she went and they gave her a goat, like, as like a present, but she like, obviously she's not going to take the goat with her, but she still had to touch it to accept, like, ceremoniously accept.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Here comes Vandad on the day that she died. On the day that she died.
Well, you gotta remember one thing is that, like,
we celebrate life. We have to celebrate life.
Her uncle was like the king for a minute, and was like, oh, cousin Adolf can be reasoned with. We had a Nazi king for a minute, the one who advocated, you know, like, after the king's
yeah, I remember that. He was a rock and roll bad boy too.
And her uncle was the king when this was filmed, and you know, she was like, I don't know, 18, 17, like, they didn't really know what they were doing. And the king, their uncle, was like down with Hitler, so why wouldn't they be, you know?
Whoa. The king looks like he's just putting his hand up. They're just putting their hand.
No, the king is in it. I'm just saying, he was the president. I mean, he was the king at this point, and he was like, we can work it out with Uncle Adolf.
Uncle Adolf? Yeah, they called him Uncle Adolf. I remember that.
Like, she was a prince. She was just like a minor, you know, princess at the time. Her dad became king after the uncle, and then she became queen. Because you think, like, you know, as an immigrant, you like cast off the old ways and came to the new world where it's all modern and we do things modern and we don't beat women and like whatever. Like, it's like modern ways, right? But then you're like, but you still have a Shah? Like, you still have a Maharaj?
Iran very modern.
It's silly.
Yeah, I know, it's silly.
I don't know. I want to find like fresh immigrants to be like, what? Like, I didn't even know we had one. Like, I don't think people know that they even have a king and queen here.
Yeah, no, most people don't know. But then they just accept that it's on the money and nobody questions it. But dude, look at this fireworks show in Pakistan. This is adorable, dude.
It's like opening ceremonies or something. I don't know if it is the opening. It's like something to do with the Olympics when they had.
No wonder the British people love themselves so much.
It's like, stand down, 007. It's like, yo, this man was, in film as this collective James Bond, like killing people, sleeping around, like being inappropriate. But in front of it just depends like how it's being spun, right? Like American Revolution, we look at it as like this amazing thing right now. But at the time, it's like if you were like some English newspaper, you're like, these terrorist Yankees are ungrateful. And it's like, they were using like guerrilla warfare and like, it's like they didn't even march to meet us in the line of battle. They shot from windows and behind our backs and targeted our officers like savages. It's like these terrorists know no honor. It's like, yeah, well, they're fighting for their country. Like,
no, it's great. It is crazy how the Americans are like fought them off, but the Brits found a good way. And I guess that's what the Queen does a little bit. She maintains that relationship with the West. Like that's basically what she did. She basically became friends with the Americans. I mean, Churchill did it, and then she passed it down. And now like she just creates goodwill around the world so that we all just kind of go, well, don't kill them. They're nice. They're sweet.
She did a good job. Like she did a good job. She kept the sort of English like prestige or whatever going. I don't know, man. I don't know if Charles can do the same job. I mean, in the last few years, a lot of countries have separated from the Commonwealth. Barbados, Bahamas. I think Jamaica did or is about to.
Yeah.
It's weird, that Canada still hasn't even considered it. Now, Charles did have a speech like a few months ago at one of these. I think it was just at the Commonwealth gathering, and he said he literally said out loud like countries can choose to leave right now, and it's okay, and they shouldn't feel pressured to stay. So a lot of people, I mean, not enough, but some people in Canada were like, hey, I mean, it's greenlit. Like, we can leave officially now. It won't be a big deal.
Yeah, but you know what it is? It's like, again, because it's the Queen, it's almost this mentality of like, you're going to break up with mummy.
Yeah.
You're going to let's go sign the paperwork to just officially break up with mummy. And it's like, It's just a sad thing to do. It's like this legacy. They were always kind of nice to us. Like, I can see if you're Indigenous and in the government, I can see you being like, fuck these guys. But we almost came with them. They brought us. So we're kind of on their, not team, but like, we're just like, it's hard for me to be mad at them even. I don't care.
Well, yeah, immigrants, like my family, I'm sure, like, I can't, I don't want to speak for anyone. I don't, but
like, we're on the colonizing.
I'm assuming your family too. It's like, immigrants kind of like the idea of monarchy in a weird way too. Yeah. It's weird. It's like I said, we come from countries where we outed ours, but we still kind of like the Canadian one. Immigrants, I don't know. I'm fine. I'm wrestling with this idea. Like last few years, especially, I'm noticing that just like we have this sort of like guilt and this sort of idea that like we owe Canada because they let us come here, and that we could technically be sent away anytime. It could be revoked. It's like, you better tread lightly and not offend because like, you're here at the Queen's pleasure, essentially. The only thing I'd say to that is that, yes, we owe like the system that let us come. I mean, like I'm a war refugee, right? So some sort of system in Canada had its gears turning that let me come here, but at the same time, I can't say like, it's like, or us as immigrants can't say we only owe the state and the sort of white colonial system that let us come here, quote unquote. We also owe like the natives whose like backs and heads and necks this system that let us be a part of is like crushing. It's all well and good for us to be like, oh, we love Canada, immigrants, we're so grateful. But it's not just, it's like the white establishment like checked it off and let us come. But it's still at the detriment of these natives. So it's like we owe them too. Yeah,
I guess it's called like settler colonialism. We're the settlers basically. We're the settlers. We're like we're a settling team. You know what I love, dude, is I'm watching the Wu-Tang TV show. It's incredible. The Wu-Tang, like it's like the drama of their come up. It's almost like Like it's as good as The Wire, I'd say. I mean, it's not as good as The Wire, but it's like The Wire. It's like dramatically shot. It's so tight. But they have these Nation of Islam guys, and they're like they talk about that the colonizer made you forget that you're a king. Every black man is a king. And then they have these like 100 rules of like what you have to live by if you're a black man. It's so good. They're all good.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what are some of the rules?
I don't know. They're mostly like it's.
And who said this? This is like Nation of Islam?
I think it's Nation of Islam people, and I think they're taking Sufi poetry.
Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam.
Yeah, at one point he called himself Prince Rakim because it means like you're the Prince God or something like that. Like it is like at one point a Nation of Islam guy comes up to him and he goes, Prince Rakim, tell me what is your identity? Having a name like that. And the guy goes, I am strong, I am proud. And like there's like a code. And he says it, and then the Nation of Islam guy goes, oh, you know what he says? You know what they say to each other? They say, peace, God, and they walk away.
Oh, like you're all gods.
Yeah, we're all gods.
That's interesting. That's what a lot of like Buddhism and Taoism, if I'm not mistaken, like eventually kind of says, right? Yeah. You've told me stuff like this too. That's like you are essentially a god. And that's what like Wiccans and occultists and like New Age people basically get to at the top too, is that we're all gods.
Yeah. No, it's a great system. And then people think that these guys tried to make us forget that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The colonizer. They have a lot of speeches.
Well, yeah, it's like, well, if we're all gods, then who is this main god chosen, or like who are these people chosen by God to rule us? I mean, it's a little.
Yeah.
It's like, how do we even call ourselves a democracy when we say that there's a person chosen by God to rule us?
Yeah, no, it's weird. It's
it doesn't like, what are we? You know, it's like I don't really get it. These are things that we weren't really explained well in school, and we never really had a chance to question. So most people are just like, okay, but it's like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, when you do come from a place that, you know, say used to have someone on the money and then that person got overthrown, and then the next day that money gets like scribbled on, or you have to stamp it differently. It's like, then when you look at a place with like a face on the money, you're like, oh, that's so, because like from our perspective, or like someone in England who grew up with the Queen and then maybe was old enough to even have the old king, you just think like this is how it always was and how it always will be. And it could be like that for a long time, or for, you know, the course of our lives, or it could switch like that. And once it does, if it does, you kind of go like, oh, this was like so silly that we even did this.
Well, have you ever heard of spiral dynamics? Some people think we're moving away. Like as a society, we've moved away from this monarchy system. We've gone into democracy. Then democracy next, actually, according to spiral dynamics, it goes to like this kind of techno-socialism. And then from there,
feudalism, right?
What's up?
Kind of like techno-feudalism almost.
No, they're like if we're progressing, if we screw it up, then it could go to techno-feudalism. But if we progress in this spiral dynamic system, it basically starts with nomads, so you're completely individual. Then it goes to like tribes, so you're part of a community. Then it goes back to like feudalism, which is back to individual capitalist, whatever. Then it goes over to what we are now with this, and that becomes like fascism or kings and stuff like that. Then that comes into what we are now, which is socialist, or democracy. And then from democracy, it goes to socialist. Socially, it goes into like environmental utopia, so that you just have a completely perfect existence with Earth, and like there's no imbalance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I want more. I want Canada specifically, and a lot of the world, like Brazil, Latin America, Spanish America. I want the like natives to have more say, you know, whether it's the environment and like the way we live, because we forget, we act like it's just like, oh, Canada's always been in their hands and it's going to be like that forever. No, it's 153 years. It's like 3 generations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're still a young country. Forever. It's not too late to like better ourselves and switch directions. And, you know, I don't want to hate on the current monarchy or monarchies. I really don't. And I don't want to be this person who just like always like regurgitates and relives like the horrors of past colonialism.
Yeah.
But, you know, like I think like we're at a final crossroads where we're still like in a bit of denial, and it's just like we have to start making choices for what our future wants to be, and it's there needs to be some healing between the natives, between our own sort of internal identity of what Canada is. And I don't think we can do that until we have these like sort of awkward discussions and we sort of like reevaluate some of our institutions.
Yeah, it is just awkward to go and break up with them. Like it's like you said, they said you can come cut it off anytime you want, but
we're still like, but we love you. It's just,
but we love you. They should disband it maybe on their end. They should be like, okay, it's over.
England might. A lot of people have been speculating in England that they're just kind of, they were just kind of waiting for her because no one wanted to like tell a sweet old lady that basically. I mean, it's like unfair, right? It's like you've basically given your entire life every day to something that she might not have even wanted to do all the time, but she had to do a million chores. It's like, it's tedious.
Yeah.
So to tell her like it was all for nothing, we're getting rid of it, is a bit mean almost. But now it's like, hey, Charles, we can save you some strife and make you work less hard and just kind of call it a day, you know? So
yeah, I think let's hope.
It's interesting. I'm going to watch very closely what the English conversation is like in England, how they deal with it. We are more or less just going to copy what they do, right? So.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think like the goodwill. It is like we do it because they still want to do it. Kind of, maybe. I don't know. Like, it's like the fact that he said, "Oh, come turn it off whenever you want," but then it's like, "But don't." But remember, mommy loves you and will miss you so dearly.
Like,
Like a last. Like. Yes, you can come cut it off anytime. I guess everyone grows up and leaves home.
It's almost like a little culty too. Like, you know, when in cults, they're like, you know, you don't have to be here. You can leave at any time.
Yeah, I know, right?
But can you though?
Is this a test? I love you too much.
Yeah, like, Jim Jones style. Like Jim Jones would be like, tonight I'm going to send someone to try to escape, to try to get you to escape. It could be your own mom, could be someone you've known forever, your best friend. They're going to say, hey, let's go escape. And if you go with them, like that's a test. You're going to fail the test because I've sent them to come do that.
Wow.
Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but now you're so paranoid that you won't take the chance of leaving, right?
Yeah, no, it's but I guess that's what politics is. Politics is a little bit of like fake and like nice to the point where it's like it is like a fake a little bit. Like you can't offend anyone. Like, you know, like political correctness is like you just can't say anything that offends anyone. The politically smart thing to do, actually, like if you're just thinking about from a military perspective, even the militarily smartest thing to do would be just to leave it. No, just to say like, hey, you know, we're cool. Because what if you imagine you do that and then the next day there's like some kind of weird attack on your land, and then these guys are like, oh well, we automatically would have sent some ships over, but you guys said you're not.
No. America rebelled. They're still great friends with England.
Yeah, but America had to become number one after that. The rest of us, like, you know what I mean? Like it took like 100 years to get over it too. Like they're mad, and then England just said, "Okay, these guys are going to be the top player."
Right after 1812, it was all good. Because listen, it depends, right? Like if you start smashing every effigy of the Queen and like burning shit down, it's like it might be a little awkward, but no one's saying do that. I'm just saying like polite. I'm saying have a ceremony, shoot the cannons, do whatever you got to do, like, you know, march
and just be like,
guard, whatever.
Sorry, it's over. It's over. You know, like it's nothing we can do.
The irony is just I mean, and this is another thing where you're like, it's 2022, right? So where do we stand? Like, are we hypocrites? Because it'd be one thing if everything was just normal, like queen to king, but it's not. Now that it's the king, you got to do a bunch of ceremonies to mark on all our official logos. You know, every logo that has a
queen on it, dude. All our money, right? Does our money have to change now to king?
Our money does have to change. Some people are speculating it might not necessarily. Like, there's no law that says it has to be
a
monarch.
Like we could just keep the queen for nostalgia.
No. That's going, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a king either. Like
Wow.
it can just be like whatever we want on the dollar, you know? We can just put whatever. But
That's
no,
wild.
but okay, but any symbol of the crown is the queen's crown.
Yeah.
So anytime, so that has to change.
Jesus.
And also like all our military, like every time there's a crown, that has to change to the king's crown. But also the chevrons have to go the opposite direction now.
What?
Yeah. Because like the queen's face one direction and the king's face a different direction.
Oh my God.
It's like silly, you know? And what are you really marking? You're just marking that now there's a penis.
This is a
now it's a man. It's like again, it's 2022, but we're like, hey, do it differently. That was a woman's one. Now it's a man. It's a man on the throne. You better.
Yeah.
It's just a bit like,
dude. Imagine he goes on a rip though now, where he's like, now we got a man.
Yeah,
I might have to take back India. Let's take back India.
That's the thing too, is he's so old that it's like, really, this guy. And people don't want to admit it, but it moves Prince Andrew up too.
Yeah, I actually assumed it would be Prince Andrew. I thought this guy's
no. Hold on. Andrew is the Epstein guy.
Oh no, not him.
The Duke of York, but it moves him up in the line of succession too.
No, but they kicked him out.
They didn't kick him out.
No, I thought he's out. I thought
he's still the queen's son. Like his mom still died today. You know, he's not in the family.
Oh, they didn't do an official removal from like all royal services.
He like took his titles and stuff. But I mean, look, like hypothetically, if something were to happen to the next few above him, he'd be king.
Yeah.
Like it's as a core, like what is this institution? You know, it's silly.
P. Morton says, let me read a couple of comments. P. Morton says, Charles is going to rock the crown for 2 years and then put up a sign that says, just send money. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, that's the other thing, too. It's like the money, there's no money.
Can they even afford a monarchy? Yeah.
Yeah, like, where do they have the money for this? Now, India is going to take, like, I feel like India, like, other countries are just going to be bigger economies than them. And they're going to slowly take over.
India's a much bigger economy now, right? It's got to be.
It's got to be.
India's probably like 5th, 6th in the world.
Yeah, India.
Mother
India is big and rising, Brazil.
It's probably mismanaged and corrupt, but like it's making money.
I mean, people are saying India is going to be the next superpower after China. China's just flexing hard right now, but they're going to die down, and then it's going to be
Hindustan.
It will be Hindustan.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be the future, dude. I mean, why not?
Good.
It makes sense. Everyone just goes up and down. But the thing is, they are pussies. They won't fight back against India at all. They won't. They really love America. Sorry, they won't fight back against America. India. They're so passive.
Why would they need to fight America?
I guess maybe they're going to bring in an era of loving kindness, because when it comes to the world stage, okay, they fuck with Pakistan, sure, but they don't have any big, like, but maybe that's because they're weak right now. Maybe because they don't have the strength of China, because China's very aggressive in taking over areas, whereas India loses territory, and they're just like, okay, take it. Okay, what can I do?
Are they though? Have they lost territory?
Yeah, China slices into India all the time. Like every couple of years, they just slice in, they just take over a little bit, just like little slivers here and there.
Well, I know there's some beef right now about some areas on the border, but have they actually taken anything?
I think in 76 they took over a big chunk of land. And then other than that, they just take over. They call it salami slicing. They just every couple of years. It's like the thing that happened last year, like 2 years ago, where it was like 40 people died.
They fought with like bats and stuff.
Yeah. It was just, that was basically the Chinese, like what they do is they just come aggressively at the border, and the Indian side is just like, sir, please, sir, because they're just outnumbered and they're out in the middle of nowhere. And there's like 5 times more Chinese, and like the Chinese want to take over. India's not trying to take over, so they're putting bare minimum, I guess. They're on the defensive essentially. And then every couple of years, they call it the salami slicing technique. One time he did it while the guy was in India. One time while Xi Jinping was in India, he's shaking hands with Modi. Modi's like, please, dude, since when I went to school in India, they were teaching us in the textbooks that India has these China appeasement policies. They would sing songs, Hindi, Chini, bye, like Hindustanis and Chinese people are brothers. We are brothers. They had.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, they were trying, but China just attacked them. Like they would chant in the streets and be like, "Let's be friends. Let's work together. Together, brothers, we can rise up." And China would be like, "Fuck you, just attack."
Wow.
Yeah, China
Really?
China
That's
was
a little
aggressive
bit
with
like remember in 7 Years in Tibet, the Tibetans are like the Dalai Lama's like, we have worked on this peace mural that represents like our friendship and harmonious light together, like for 10 months or whatever. They made this like elaborate mural, and then Mao, or I don't know, the Chinese like ambassador just comes like and just like steps on it. He's like,
crazy.
fuck your superstitions or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like hardcore atheists, so they're like,
he's like, these are superstitions.
Yeah.
That's so silly.
Yeah, like religion is the opiate of the masses, or like whatever.
Man, they are. Yeah, but then they're such a brainwash. It's so brainwashy. It seems like.
Now, like, do you think the monarchy, though, like inherently, is it not a Christian thing?
The monarchy?
Because their power is like, we're chosen by God, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like, and they're not saying like the universal God or like whatever. Like they're talking about the Judeo-Christian God.
Our God is number one.
God of Abraham. So it is a little bit. That's another thing too, because like in Canada, for example, we do say that we're separate church and state. So it's a little bit like, well, which is it, right? You can't really have it both ways. Like, are you separate from church and state, or are you not? You know, how do you justify a monarchy? Again, I'm not hating. I'm just putting it out there. It's like, it is what it is. We grew up with it, but it's just like how much of it conflicts with the Canada that we call ourselves and that we want to be.
Yeah, we don't really believe in that. We don't really believe in like king queen stuff.
Right? So it's, you know, it's just like
and we're just being polite. We're just being polite. Like, we're just being too nice to be like.
We're being passive is what we're being. We're being a little bit like, you know, I don't want to hate.
Americans don't play with that. They don't.
No, Americans are not passive. That's the one thing you can never say about them.
Yeah.
The Americans you agree with politically, the ones you don't agree with politically, the ones you're afraid of, and the ones that inspire you. No matter who it is, if it's an American, like, they're not passive. They never.
They're aggressive. They're aggressive. And even on the ground floor, they all have guns. There's like more guns than people. Like, so even all the way from the ground floor up, because they're number one top player, each citizen is like, I'm a top player citizen. This is our empire. This world is ours. So we're not going to be some fucking pussies around here. We're going to have a gun too, God damn it, in case
like
they just get here.
They literally still say like, oh, we need a gun. You have a right to a gun. And if you go, why? They go, because if I didn't have a gun, the Queen of England could just walk in and take over my house. Like, they still say that. They still, I've heard Americans say, like, what do you mean? I need a gun? Because if I don't have a gun,
I know.
England can just come take my house. And you're like, what world are you living in? No, they can't. But like in their head, they're like, the only thing keeping that happening is that I have a gun.
I know. Well, we had a comic on the show. This guy, Craig Conan, he's like a comic in California. Great guy. So lefty, so liberal. But then he gets into guns and he goes, think about it, man. Any country where the citizens don't have guns, the government does overreach on them. It's not a coincidence, buddy. The people need guns. Then the government knows that if you fuck up, we'll fucking cap you too. God damn it, we have free people. We have free people, but is it?
There's a debate to be had. Like,
I don't agree with him. I think that's wild. That's a wild way to think. No, I don't agree with that. I actually think we should be moving towards peace and having like less people. Like, we should be moving towards taking the cops' guns away versus the direction we're going now. But then I heard in England they take the cops' guns. See, this is the problem: is that everywhere they implement these left-wing ideas, it just fails in such a sad way, dude. Like, apparently California, all their like homeless policies, and they're just fucked. Like, they have the most homeless people. Like, everything just backfires. Like, they have good intentions. They're like, okay, let's do this nice thing where we give people we give people injections for heroin or whatever, right? Or like
safe injection spots.
Safe injection spots and stop charging them or something. Like, just something goes wrong, and then it's like, now there's too much crime because we stopped charging them. Like, it didn't even do the positive thing. It does happen sometimes.
I mean, it's like mismanaged, right? Like, I mean, they spend something like $50 billion or $100 billion on just homelessness in California, and there's just more homeless than ever.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to, like, that's just a lot of people in middle management just like slugging up like 100K salaries and going, I'm helping.
Yeah.
And they're not really doing anything. They're just like burning money.
What's the thing? What's the group theft thing called? In like, it's all the rage in California right now. LA group theft. Let's see if this comes up.
I don't know.
It's basically like large group ransacked 7-Eleven 3 weeks ago. Okay.
Oh, I've seen plenty of that shit where you can just go in and basically like fill your backpacks up and they
yeah, like they can't stop
it's
you.
like $900 or whatever.
Dude, but then all these people are leaving California. People are saying like it's so expensive now, the taxes are too high, whatever.
Yeah, but so who's saying that? Like Joe Rogan and some fucking millionaires are saying that? Like, fuck that, you know?
You think so? You think it's not working? You think it's working actually and they're making it out like it's not?
I mean, like,
oh my god.
That's
no,
wild.
This is not. This is
but like, is this any different from like a Black Friday sale?
No, this is too much.
This is like Black Friday.
This is wild, dude.
This is Black Friday. We got a sale on laptops.
No, dude, this is chaos, dude.
But
can you imagine oh my god, there's a lineup. There's like a mobbing lineup.
I love the idea of a lineup for ransacking.
They're like, come on, man.
Number 35, please. Oh, that's me. Like
35, that's me. Let's go.
That's me. Time to go.
That's so sad, dude. Why are they in line for the ransacking?
But bro, like people are desperate. They don't have opportunity. And then you make this like the law that
look
like
at the COVID covers.
I mean the law yeah. Imagine they're like, hey, as you ransack, make sure to wear a mask, social distance. Wear a mask. Hey. No one who's not triple vax can ransack here, okay?
That's what they have in California now. Like the cops, like
beep. Okay, I'm vaxxed. All right, go ahead. Like they just ransack.
Dude, California is so left wing that you can almost like doing a protest, you can organize a ransacking. You can be like, police, on this day at this time, we will be group looting this Gucci location. Please provide security and make sure that nothing goes wrong and make sure that everyone's wearing a mask and make sure that everyone's polite or whatever.
Vaccinated, yeah.
Yeah, check that they're vaccinated or whatever. Yeah, no, but that's essentially like you can just walk in and jack stuff.
So what? I think they did this law because they just didn't have the police resources, or there's so much bigger crime that they don't have time to deal with that or something?
Honestly, it's an honest mistake, man. Like a lot of left-wing, like forward-thinking ideas do work. But every now and then you implement one of these and it just backfires. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta crack some eggs, baby.
So you gotta try it out and stuff like that, right? But they tried out this thing where they're like, why are we like what you're saying? These people are in a desperate situation. Let's not punish them more by putting them in jail and putting them in tough spots, right?
I'll be honest. This seems like they fucked up. They made the law a little too lax, and people are just like, okay, if that's the parameters I can work within, I'll work within that parameter. But the guy on the street doing that, taking advantage of this loophole in the law and going and fucking ransacking is actually morally different than the same like major CEO and billionaire who's like, hey, there's this loophole in the law.
Yeah.
Get an extra $4 billion by like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You can do all these like loopholes where you're like, oh, here's an extra $1 billion here and save myself 20 million over here. It's just the guy on the street with that loophole. You see him and you see the visceral, like he's actually taking shit and breaking windows.
It's scary. It's scarier.
Whereas the other guy's doing it through like lawyers and a flick of a pen. But which one is actually having more of an effect? Which one is actually more dangerous to our society? You know, that's up for debate. We're just focusing on like this hungry person with no opportunity who's grabbing some sandwiches and some fucking Nikes and a TV, where you applaud the rich Trump or whoever, Bezos, who was able to, you know, do all this flick of the switch and get an extra $4 billion. You go, wow, grind. That's the grind hustle mentality. So like, which is more harmful? Which is truly the more criminal? Like, which one are we focusing on? You know, it's all perspective there.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's hard to tell. It's hard to know what what the right course is, because it just it does screw up, and then things get blamed. You know what? Actually, you remember I was telling you Democracy Now! It's a great organization. Actually, real quick, let me do a couple of Let me do a couple of comments here. CEB Applejack donated $2. Benchods is the future. Benchods means sister fuckers is the future.
Oh, nice. So fucking your own sister is like the way to go in the future, Applejack?
No, it's not even fuck your own sister. It's like fuck someone else's sister. It's like benchod. It's like the insult in India is benchod, because to say motherfucker, like they love their moms too much. So it's too far to say mother. You can't, like, that's for like if someone did something really bad, then you can say mother.
Really bad. But casually, you tell your friend to fuck off, or you tell someone to fuck off. You're like, yeah, benchod.
But but they mean the kind of guy that's sniffing around trying to bang someone else's sister.
Okay. And that's the future? That's the way to be?
I don't know. I think he just learned a swear word and he's throwing it in there. He's a regular watcher, though. Thanks, Applejack. Appreciate you, baby.
Yeah, thanks, Applejack.
I know Pakistan and Ihad AF. But yeah, Bolt is here. P. Morton, what's up? Jax. Yeah, man. But did you see this? Man, we were talking about this on the phone too. The Trump FBI raid looks so sad, eh? Like they're just not going to get anything out of it.
That's I didn't know. You told me this on the phone. I didn't know, like, is the guy still running or not? I didn't know Trump? He could, like, do they not have laws where if you're like under investigation, you can't run for president? I don't know how it works over there. They don't care,
I
right?
think you know what they do? It's like the Democrats got to get something on him.
Right. It's just accusations right now.
Yeah, like if you don't have accusations, it's a free country, man. You can't just be like, oh, we don't like him, so he's not allowed to run for president. It's not fair.
Wow. It's not fair, eh?
I mean, not to be like whatever, like you do have to just follow the law too, right? Like they just keep doing these,
like innocent until proven guilty.
It's pretty basic, innocent until proven guilty.
Okay.
But
so what happens if he wins, but then they find him guilty? Does he like lose it, or no? That's it.
No, I think once you're in, I think the way it works is once you're in, you have like immunity from any legal proceedings, maybe. But I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass.
He has to win to like save himself, sort of.
Well, he has to what? Yeah, like you know what it is? It's like
what people are president to not be in jail or something, right? Like, or is there not enough to put him in jail?
Yeah, basically, I think that's what he has to do. He has to get in, and then the office protects him. Wow. The office is like he is a sitting president, and there can be no court cases against him. So you got to just back it up, and that's
now, if he doesn't win, do you think he'll eventually end up in jail, or there's not enough to put him in jail? I have no idea.
I don't know, man. It's just been, you know what it is that I just don't want to get hurt anymore. I don't want to get hurt anymore. It's like, dude, I mean, not that it hurts me. I don't care. But like, I would like to see him. It would be kind of fun to see him get arrested, to see them go after him. And they keep saying they're going to do it, and then they never got the goods.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm just kind of like, why? You know, like, why are you teasing?
Yeah. Don't be the boy who cried
wolf. That would be fun, kind of.
Don't be the Democrats who cried wolf. Like, get it done. Get your shit in order and get it done. Or
yeah, dude.
Alone, kind of. They're like, we're gonna, like the Russia thing was like, fuck, when they were like, he's an asset for Russia.
I know.
Like, bro, this guy might work. Like, I'd even say he probably works with whoever. First of all, like Biden and his son were doing all this shit in Ukraine, so it's really the pot calling the kettle black or whatever there.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Russia and Trump had some deals, but like him or not, Trump works for Trump. Like, let's just get that straight.
Yeah.
Trump works for Trump. That's the thing.
And that's it, dude. He's not working for anyone else.
He doesn't work for anyone else. That's his whole thing.
Yeah, he just does his own thing. Like, nobody can mess with him. And this is this is so crazy about him, is that he just keeps turning on people. It's always turn. So now
no loyalty,
No loyalty. So now, like, this is a tweet that he just put out. So, you know what's happening is that like, I guess he is doing a bunch of illegal shit, and they really are relying on him. They're really relying on him, like, fighting against these claims or whatever. So it's getting to the point where, like, he's putting out claims. They're maybe not true. Like Fox News before, they were trying to say that the election was stolen from him, and then they get sued by like this the company that makes the voting machines. You know what I'm saying? So Fox gets stuck in a spot where they can't fully support him. And then he just goes, you know what? So this is the tweet. This is a tweet that he just put out. Wow, Fox News is really pushing the Democrats and the Democrat agenda. Gets worse every single day. So many Dems interviewed with only softball questions when Republican counterparts get creamed. Rhino Karl Rove, like, dude, he calls out big people, dude. To say, like, in the Republican Party, Karl Rove, Rhino, Republican in name only, Karl Rove is unwatchable, very negative, and on all the time. Has a big record of losing. Not an easy place to be as a Republican, especially with all of the pervert purchased ads. Whoa. If low ratings CNN ever went conservative, they would be
what are the
an
pervert purchased ads? What is that?
I don't know.
Are those purchased ads where they call Trump a pervert? What is that?
Not an easy place to be as a Republican, especially with all of the pervert purchased ads.
Weird.
Is he calling Karl Rove a pervert?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Or like, did someone call him a pervert in that? And he's like, this is just big money purchasing.
Fake news. Fake news on CNN. If CNN ever went conservative, they would be an absolute goldmine, and I would help them do it.
Whoa.
I would help them to do so. Like, dude, he's just so quick.
What is that even? Oh, he's like courting the enemy. He's like, hey, CNN, you're on your way out. That whole subscription thing, CNN Go didn't work well. But if you want to turn conservative, baby, we'll make some money.
Apparently, that's what they're doing.
What? They're going conservative?
A little bit. Like, they're
having
a shake.
It's not like they were left progressive. They were just like old lady news, like old man news. So it's not really that big a difference between Fox.
I guess what they did is, for the last like 5-10 years, they followed the MSNBC model a little bit, and they're going to go back to what you're saying, which is just establishment Democrat, corporatist Democrat. That's it.
Right.
No agenda of like nothing more left than that. I think that's what they're going for now. They have a new CEO. Yeah. He fired a bunch of people.
It's like Nancy Pelosi. Like, they're the Democrats, but like, what are they? They're just capitalist, like pretty conservative, boomery, like old school. You know, you mentioned socialism, they're like, oh, it's like just, you know.
I know, yeah. I think she said one time, like Nancy Pelosi, she's like, we're not communist, pal, or something like that.
We're capitalists. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Someone was like, hey, does capitalism have to be the only way in America? And she's like, we're capitalists. I don't know what to tell you. Meanwhile, her husband's making like all these like insider trading deals and making like so much money, right?
Yeah. CV Applejack is on it. CNN got rid of Zucker and Stelter. So the Zucker, I think, was the CEO, and Stelter was like this big I mean, they were all making fun of him, whatever. He was the bald guy, the bald chubby guy. And they just got rid of those two. And everyone's just calling them like hacks, like just left-wing hacks that, you know, are basically... It's good because I guess the call-outs are good. People are calling them out for like, you guys are the ones who are helping Trump get his name by being so anti-him, and then it creates, you know what I mean? Like it's disingenuous, so it creates like space for them to attack, I guess.
Right. I mean, the whole news system really got played by Trump. At least that first election, the first like Hillary versus Trump election where he won, he made, I mean, we said this years ago, but he basically donkeyed the media and made them give him 24-hour nonstop coverage. And the more outrageous he got and the more they hated on him, the more it fueled him. So it'd be like, grab him right by the pussy and, you know, whatever. And all these is like, Rosie O'Donnell or whoever is like bleeding from her, you know what? Like,
Megyn Kelly. And
Megyn Kelly bleeding from her, you know what? Rosie O'Donnell's a fat pig. Little Marky with his little hands, just all this like silly dumb shit that people like, can you believe it? And people were just like, yeah, like he knew how to milk them. They fell for it.
Stelter was the king of that. Stelter was on CNN. He would always do these outrage like, so we're here today, and I think Trump has gone too far, and we have to do something, or we're gonna lose this country. Like it was all like this, like scared of Trump kind of material. It was dumb. It was bad.
But now, did they mean that, or was it just like because they're implicit too. Like I think that's what this other guy was saying that you were just mentioning. It's like you are partially to blame for the rise of Trump because you gave him all this attention.
Yeah.
You put all this attention on him that fueled it, and it's not like 100% just a mistake or that they had no idea. At a certain point, they were probably doing the math where they're like, this kind of helps them, but it helps us too. It's ratings, it's clicks, it's, you know.
Yeah, dude.
Like
totally.
Trump was good for the entire news establishment, whether you like him or not. Just hating on Trump was good for business.
They would have gone out of business, man. And he keeps it spicy, he keeps it sexy in the market, you know? He keeps giving us something to talk about. He's just as a YouTuber, as like someone who's trying to make it on YouTube, whatever.
Right.
You almost gotta envy the writing skills. Like this guy, like what does it come down to? You're putting on a comedy show.
Yeah.
You're almost looking at him like
his rallies were just giant comedy shows. Like as a comedian,
they are. He's amazing.
He's riffing half the time. It's mostly riffs.
Yeah, half the time he's doing riffs.
It's mostly riffs and just fucking around and crowd work and you don't like him, do you? Everyone's like, you don't like him. He's a creep.
I don't like him. He's got small hands.
He goes back and forth. I mean, we've watched them, right? They're like 4-hour events. It's got openers. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
He just riffs half of it. I mean, the oratory skills are good. It doesn't, you can be said about a lot of bad people in life. But I mean,
dude, the black guy in the background, he is my favorite. Let me see if I found him. There's a black guy in the background, and dude, this could be a whole movie. Remember we were talking about the White Man's Burden movie where like we're two guys in university?
Yeah.
And we start talking about colonialism to get pussy?
Yeah. Which isn't true, by the way. We weren't in university and we weren't doing it for fun.
No,
but that is hilarious. As like
that is
the dramatization. Yeah,
it's a silly it's like a silly like teen coming of age premise. But dude, another one could be like dude, if we start becoming like the guy in the background at a Trump rally, these guys.
Like the token black person, the token Latino.
Yeah, dude.
Like Muslims for Trump, like Indians for Trump. Yeah.
Look at this guy in the background. Blacks for Trump.
Wow. And blacks. I love how it's blacks too.
I know.
Not African Americans, not Black Americans.
Yeah.
It's blacks.
I know. Yeah. He's like, what? You gonna cancel me? I'm black.
You people right there, and when to do it.
He rips, dude.
He's definitely designed by a white guy. Blacks.
The ones trying to undermine.
The blacks will buy these shirts.
Democracy. We are the ones.
He's like, black. I'm a black.
Save
like the Latino one wouldn't say like Latino, then it would be browns.
Oh my God, there was
browns
actually
for Trump, yellows for Trump.
I know, right?
It's like, ooh. What?
There's another one where he loses it. Oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to find it right now. There's one where he just loses his mind, dude. He's like dying.
Look at that. Oh, are they doing that on purpose? Are they friend or foe? I don't know. I actually felt good. I felt water on my face. I said, where the hell is that?
Dude, it's like a festival. Look at this. People have said that. It's like a comedy show, but it's actually, think about it, it's like a festival. It's a conservative festival.
Dude, and think about like, at least, I mean, early, the first election especially, right? It's like, no one's been that like outwardly vocally saying what like right-wing Americans actually think.
Yeah.
Right? Like the Bushes and that they're right wing, but in their policies. On the outside, they were all like Bush was like a nice guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're all like nice guys, they're all like clean cut. Hey, America, you know.
It's crazy how he used to be a Democrat.
What the average
Yeah. No, go for it.
It's just he's actually saying what these voters actually think, right?
And the thing is that it's totally fake because he was a Democrat. He actually believes in being a Democrat, I think. Like he was on that team, but he's like,
he's like a rich New York, like center right guy.
Yeah, he's like a center right.
He's like a Bloomberg circles. He was New York intellectual circles. Right?
Yeah, he's like Bloomberg. Bloomberg ran as a Democrat.
Right.
The guy, Michael Bloomberg, the guy.
The guy who spent $500 million to be in half a debate and then bail.
Yeah, exactly. Right. He made a half-hearted attempt at becoming president. He's like, this is too much.
Yeah,
he's probably just like the king of New York.
Just threw so much money into the fire just to like out Bernie, basically.
Dude, he's the king of New York. He goes around New York like he could probably just like fuck like some hot girl. Like he's just always out with some hot young girlfriend and like
he owns the Miss America, Miss Teen, Miss World pageants.
Who does, Trump or Bloomberg?
Oh,
no, I'm
sorry.
talking
I
about
thought you meant, Bloomberg. Yeah,
I'm talking about Bloomberg made a half-hearted attempt to like throw all that money at it, and then was like, "This is crazy." But Trump, yeah, dude, it's crazy, man.
No, but because
Just the guy.
what you're saying
He
with these
just looks-
rallies, though, like
Yeah.
there's Trump himself, but he's the first guy who talks like this in a while. So if you're like an average American, you know, kind of on the right, like these guys, girls, whoever in the crowd, this is probably the first place you could go in years that like you can just openly find people who think like you.
Yeah.
And meet them and talk to them and be with them.
Yeah, I know. They're also mad about getting canceled, like cancel culture.
Yeah, but this is like a no cancel like zone, you know? You go to a Trump rally, you're like, it's all good right now.
It's like it's their safe zone.
It's their safe space. Yeah. Like that's what made it such a draw too. Is like you come there, you can talk shit, you can.
Dude, who knew the right-wing people were going to throw all the rippers, dude? They're throwing all the ripper-ass fucking parties.
Yeah.
All legit great jams.
Like,
dude,
are they friend or foe?
they're just spraying water. Like, what a festival thing to do. Like, they're just spraying water at the back because, like, they just love him so much.
Well, is that like the fire department? The fire department is like endorsing him basically.
Look at these hot girls, dude. There's always these hot girls there, and they're like, "I just love it. It's a party. I don't care. It's a ripper."
Oh yeah, dude. Did you see the girl? Did you ever watch? Was that Euphoria?
No.
One of the main girls on the show. She plays like like teenage 16-year-old like gay girl, whatever.
Yeah.
Like typical lefty, like ultra whatever gay person. She put up some pictures of like her and her family. I don't know. It's like her birthday or her dad's birthday or something. Yeah. Everyone's wearing MAGA because she's from like Alabama or something, right? And people are pissed. People on the internet are like, "What?
Wait,
like,
what show? Euphoria?
Yeah.
Euphoria.
Yeah, because on the show she plays like like a trans lesbian, like whatever. Like teen girl who's like into drugs or whatever. But her whole family, and they're like, she's like a hot,
Is this her? I don't see it. Oh, is this them? Yeah. Euphoria cast canceled. It just says Euphoria cast canceled.
Yeah, because it's all just like mega. I don't know. It's like
one guy just has a cowboy hat, so that's
no. It's Make America Great Again. They're in a bunch of like. They're in a bunch of pictures with that shit.
Two of them.
It's okay. It's just what their family's into. It's nobody's business, really.
Yeah, it's nobody's business.
But that's a part of the American democracy process. You can vote for them if you want. Like it shouldn't have anything to do with the fuck.
Man, this is God's play. We're all here to play and dance with each other. You're not supposed to cancel people. You have to play. It's like we're all kids in kindergarten and God's the teacher. And if you're in kindergarten, teacher's not gonna be like, "Oh, fuck these guys. This guy's a loser. Don't talk to him." You got to play with them.
Like, I know it's like awkward for us to be in a position where we're like defending people who might not even like us, but it's like it either is a democracy or it isn't. You can't just have it like both ways where you're like, yeah, it's a democracy, but oh my God, someone voted for the person I don't like, so now ruin their life. Like, yo,
That's where she's from. That's her?
Yeah.
Wow, she's a country girl.
She's like a southern country girl. Yeah, you got her playing some like lefty, like lesbian, whatever.
Her family's like.
I mean, it's not. I mean, if you see the show, it's like I forget. I don't know if it's the same character I'm thinking of, but on the show, she's like a girl who's being like fucked around, and like some older like some older like man who has like a husband is like fucking her. I mean, who has a wife. Is like fucking her. She's like a teenage girl being like abused. So like, I don't know what, you know what I mean? It's not like it's the best example too, that they're trying to show her as like, what, she's like some lefty icon. And
kind of funny how Sydney Sweeney carefully curated her IG post so that none of the MAGA inspired hats were seen. And then her dim-witted brother's post blew it all up. She hit him. She hit him. The idiot brother posted the MAGA hats.
Wow.
Idiot. Now she's canceled from the show, I bet.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Poor thing. It says canceled. It just says canceled, but that's the internet.
People are, they're throwing that around a lot. Like, this is the thing, though. I don't understand. Like, certain people get canceled for the smallest things, like having an opinion one time on something, canceled. But then, like, I'm sorry to go full circle, but then we have, like, things that are uncancelable, like the monarchy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
it's like you can't. It's like the heart of colonialism and, like, the embodiment of, like, kind of what's wrong with our society. It's tradition.
Yeah,
but
well,
like
Catholic
someone
Church, you
says the
can't.
wrong thing, cancel them. Oh,
I know.
no tolerance for racist ideas, or it's like your whole system is racist. Like, which one do you want? You know, this whole thing was founded on like it's literally an ongoing genocide. Canada, America, it doesn't matter. It's all like part of the same thread.
Yeah, I mean, life causes death, and death causes life. It never ends.
But it's like, you know, that stuff we uphold and it's our tradition, but say the wrong thing and you're canceled.
I feel like Catholic Church is getting a weird, but like, here's the thing, right? You know what it is about canceled? It's like, who can you cancel? Like Catholic Church, like, where's the cancel on them? But you can't. What does that mean? That means that like, it's going to take like millions of dollars to go and cancel them in the Catholic Church. Like it's their own institution. The money's locked up in there. Right. You have your police people. Like it would literally come down to a fight, I think. It would have to be a physical fight. Like at some point, the Catholic Church has their own army and they would be like, no, you're not going to cancel us. Or like, you're not going to come and take us to jail. We're going to stand here and just kill you. That's how I think Catholic Church gets away with it.
I
think they're like a
that, but they could like lose their status maybe as like tax-free, start paying tax on all their fucking property. Wow. Give up some of their property. I mean, people always think like the Vatican is like the smallest country in the world, technically, because just within like Rome, right, the country itself. But the Holy See, like the organization of Catholicism, is the largest landowner in the world, like real estate owner in the world.
Why are they called the Holy See?
That's just a name for it. Like that's just a name for.
Because you know in Scientology what they're called, the Sea Org.
Oh, that's like, that's because Hubbard basically had to run away from U.S. laws, so started living on a ship for a while.
Oh, so theirs is just called the Sea Org because of that, but that's their Navy SEALs too, though. Their top players their top people working there are Sea Org, and they have to go to school. They basically have to go to work.
In Scientology, there's a thing like the Office of the Guardian or something too, which is like, which is some other thing. Yeah, it might be part of Sea Org, maybe not.
Yeah, that's wild.
Travolta, you know, Travolta has a license to kill
inside of Scientology.
Yeah, given from L. Ron Hubbard. He's like a special like agent that it's like he can literally kill for Scientology and it's all good.
You're wild, dude.
How am I wild?
E Square Leader Mini says, okay, let's see if I found it.
What?
No, this is great. This is great stuff, dude. I mean, you're wild. Like you have just some wild ass stories, dude. Leah Ramini says Scientology would let John Travolta get away with murder, along with Tom Cruise. The actors have a horrifying power.
Yeah, he has a special pass.
Yeah, so he gives him a special like
from L. Ron Hubbard, dude, while he was still alive. So that's doctrine.
What an awkward thing to give someone. Like you call someone over to your house, like, hey man, what's up? You want something? He's like, yes, I have something to give you.
There is a license to kill.
A license to kill. I bless you with the ability to kill. You can kill. It won't be safe.
Dark,
you're like, I don't want to kill anyone. Yeah, but if you did, no problem. And it's like, will I go to jail?
You saw that ceremony where he puts on the medal. He has like Tom Cruise has like a special medal.
Wow, they have so many medals, dude.
Remember they gave him that ceremony and they put the medal, like Medal of Freedom or something on him?
Yeah, he has big plaques too.
I mean, he's like a top guy. I mean, killing is probably the least of it. They believe in like superpowers and stuff too, so they're probably we grant you levitation, like whatever.
Scientology awards. Dude, the award shows are pretty.
It's like the Scientology Medal of Freedom or something. Yeah.
Yeah. A ripple in the fabric of the universe.
And then he just like says gibberish or something too. He's like, you know that as a Scientologist, like if you see a car crash, you're the only one who can help. We're gonna clear this universe. Everyone's like, ah!
Wow, dude. It is like that. Like look at what they're showing you though. Like when you
whole track history. Like what?
But dude, what you're talking about, it's like they're playing life like it's a video game, and they're like, we can get you the maximum points.
Yeah.
That's
when you join Sea Org, you sign a billion-year contract.
Yeah.
And you say like you're gonna die and you're gonna keep rejoining and rejoining.
That's wild, dude. But look at this. Look at that, dude. They turn your life into like, what is it called in basketball when they're playing against each other?
It's like brackets or something.
Yeah, they turn your life into like this adventure. It's like you can rise up, you can go to the higher and higher mountain. Wow, dude.
Yeah.
This is wild. Oh man, I love these graphics, man. Oh God, 1,500 lectures, 173 courses.
Woo!
Oh, so basically, it's like yeah, they've given you a little game. Rise
Golden
to
age of knowledge accomplished. Wow.
the top. And to bring it everywhere, we built a publications power plant.
Whoa.
Holy shit, dude! Spanning an entire city block. Hardcover casing.
Looks like a Costco. This is so creepy. This is like a.
Oh my God! It's just their own place that they make their own.
It's like
shit
an Amazon fulfillment center, but
for just their
Scientology.
products.
Oh my God.
That's
And you know they just like on the thing they show like white guys, but in the factory it's definitely illegal Mexicans.
No, okay, that's where you could be. There's a ray of hope, dude.
Actually, yeah, no, because you hire these people and pay them $2. You pay them less than illegals.
So I had a guy on, this guy Chris
Yeah,
Shelton.
the actual Scientologists less than illegals. So yeah, you don't need
dude. So we had a guy on the show, Chris Shelton. He has another channel about Scientology, whatever. The guy was in for 27 years. And I'm like, yeah, but how much? Like, you probably were able to leave with some money. And he goes, no. He's like, they don't pay you. You pay them. You're taking their courses, and they're giving you 100+ hours a week in like it's all just
brainwashing.
In brainwashing yourself, and then like applying brainwashing to others.
Right.
He was in the Sea Org. It's like the Navy SEALs of that shit, dude. 80 to 100 hours a week, and they gave him a wife. They were like, marry her. Okay, cool. And then at some point they separated them, but like, dude, they worked 100 hours a week, and they got a stipend of, I think, $60 a week. So they got 60 hours a week, dude. That's wild.
Look at this. Here's your answer to like they're right outside the fucking gates of Taipei, of Taiwan. There you go.
Wild, dude.
Taiwan's susceptible to Scientology. That's why we need one China, baby.
Yeah. I'm sure they're in China too, you think, or no?
No way.
China doesn't allow it?
Nope.
Wow, nope. Dude. This is very well shot, though, I gotta say.
But it all looks fake, too. Dude, that's all CGI. There's nothing on those conveyor belts.
No.
Go back. It was all CGI.
They're printing that.
Fake.
You think this is fake?
It's CGI. It's like an empty fucking... Dude, they own like...
Oh, that's CGI, because they're changing it, but that's like...
all CGI. This is all green screen.
So you think that maybe they just hired a production company and said,
They own their own production companies, dude. They own multiple. They do. Yeah.
So they just
said... They make split graphics all day for pennies.
Yeah.
They got the editor and the CGI guy and all the voiceover guys working for nothing.
Let's hear a little bit of it.
I love how every time we talk, it always goes back to like these cults and stuff.
I know, right? It always goes to cults.
Fuck, what is this, Romania or something?
I know.
The leader of Romania gives them a medal. Interplanetary Summit, dude. Come on. That was CGI. The cover, they put the Asian graphics on. Like, we're in Kuala Lumpur. No, you're not. With the e-meters. This is all such...
Dude.
You know, I read this whole thing recently about how Elron... Okay, so do you know Aleister Crowley? The original, like, occult guy?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Crowley. So when he came to America, he had this thing, Ordo Templi Orients, this, like, occult group. Jack Parsons, the guy who, like, designed NASA fucking rockets. Was it Alan Parsons or Jack Parsons? I always fuck it up. I don't know. Jack Parsons.
Okay.
Him and L. Ron Hubbard, before he made Scientology, were both his main students, like Crowley's main students in America.
Right.
And then and Jack Parsons was like the main guy like under Crowley until L. Ron Hubbard stole $20K from Jack Parsons, stole Jack Parsons' girlfriend, and took him out of the organization.
Wow. You think he just banged his girlfriend just to be like, then it'll break his spirit?
Yeah. And L. Ron Hubbard wrote like, Aleister Crowley wrote like, it seems L. Ron has played a confidence trick on Jack. Like, this pleases me. Yeah, dude. He stole his girlfriend and robbed him for like $20K. And then Jack Parsons, weirdly enough, was like trying to do some like occult ritual on his own, and he basically blew up. Like his garage blew up, and no one really knows. And he was kind of written out of like NASA's like history too, even though he was one of the main guys for the propulsion engine.
Aleister Crowley or the other Crowley?
No, Jack Parsons.
Jack Parsons, sorry. Yeah, he was written out of it.
One of the main guys, but he's not really like acknowledged in NASA's history. Wow. And he was deeply into this occult stuff until L. Ron Hubbard kicked him out on behalf of Aleister Crowley. It's wild, dude.
Dude, these guys put on a fucking show, dude.
But that's the thing. L. Ron was good at all this like hypnosis, brainwashing, all this like kind of stuff. He perfected it because he had a deep history of like being part of these like occult.
This looks fake now.
This is all fake, dude.
Like some of these streamers are gonna take an eye out.
Look,
dude.
They have a video like this for the Toronto location. You can look it up, and you've seen the Toronto location. It's like boarded up. It's like falling apart. You know, it's tax free, so they can.
What is like this? That. This is they just added on top. Fake. You can watch
this for the Toronto location right now. It'll be like we have a state-of-the-art facility and da da da, and it's like no, they don't. Sorry, I just dropped some shit. I don't know if you heard
it. It's okay. I heard it, but don't worry about it. This is... You know what? They put on a show, man. They really turned life into this magical
I heard
thing.
their numbers are low right now. It's like they got like 80K worldwide or something. But
man.
Like, we have 1.5 million Scientologists strong.
Fucking right, dude. Hold on a second. Toronto. Let's see the Toronto Scientology.
It'll be on their website.
Oh, wow. Abandoned Church of Scientology, forgotten Canadian headquarters.
Is that the one like at Young in college? Young and Bloor?
I don't know. Well, there's this one, abandoned, it says.
No, but I've seen it on their website where they're like, come to our state-of-the-art facility in Toronto. And like, it's like, what?
Well, I think this is it. I think they're showing like after that big glossy thing.
What, someone just, but is this their video? No, they won't.
No, this is an abandoned Church of Scientology's forgotten Canadian headquarters.
But is someone like sneaking in? I don't understand.
I don't know. It's abandoned. So someone's just going in and taping it.
But the location downtown, like that one's not abandoned. They've left it to its own demise, but they still own it. Like it's tax free, so they'll never have to. Wow, look at Crummy.
I wonder if this is it. It just says forgotten Canadian headquarters. Freaktography. Damn. Dude, that's creepy. Urban exploration. So yeah, it's just completely abandoned. And he's just like checking it out. This is not even a political video. This is just him saying like, yo, this is what's really going on. But dude, their advertising video is so glossy, man. It's so bright, shiny. You know what the guy called it? He said it's the science of certainty. So it's basically the science of how to be confident. And basically it teaches you how to be a confidence man, like how to be a con man. Because a con man is just a confidence man.
It's confidence,
Like I asked the guy, I'm like, what do they teach? And like that we think of the aliens and this, that, whatever. But at the end of the day,
that's later. That's all later.
That's all later. Yeah. Initially, it's just the science of certainty, he calls it. So basically the science of confidence, being more confident, being more aggressive. They basically want to brainwash you so that you're going out in the world, making 10 times more money, giving it all to them. And then as you up your ability to work, then you can come work for them. That's what they did to this guy. 27 years.
It is like, look, like you got to give people a little bit of truth with the bullshit. So at its core, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that like someone who doesn't have a lot of confidence, who is kind of like, you know, damaged and hurt or whatever, like can gain a lot from like learning how to be confident with their ways, you know?
Dude, look at this system. This is like the poster version of it. It does remind me of when I was a kid. There'd be like these, you know, it reminds me of like RPG games. They're turning
like, like the tree. But it's like if you go to like if you look up like masonry and like these occult circles, they all have shit like this too.
Yeah.
You know,
no, I like that.
And that's kind of the root. That's more the root than a traditional church of his thing. It's like the Egyptian mystery schools.
Yeah,
but with like a sci-fi sort of glossiness to it,
and like a get-rich quickness to it, and like
it's like a multi-level marketing plus like an Egyptian like mystery school, occult mystery school.
It's so occultist, dude.
Yeah, it's very. I mean, that's what his root was. I'm trying to find like I'm on their website. I'm just trying to find where search is, so I can just type in Toronto and see what comes up. But I don't see it. So
CB Applejack. So we got a couple of comments. CB Applejack 59 says, "When is Amish giving Nazis medals in Disney?" I don't know what that means. Looks like I don't know what that means. But thanks for the $2, dude. I'll read it. Terry Makishitz 499 says, "Great show, guys. Thanks, Terry. Thanks,
you.
Terry."
Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna enter
Your
Toronto
donations
on
go
their
a long
website.
way in building the digital SRAM. Into the building the digital SRAM. Dude, look at this. So you're saying this is all fake, eh?
I
What do
think
people
that's
think
all
in the
fake.
audience? Is
That
this
looks
fake?
all green screen and
This
fake.
looks pretty
Come
green
on.
screeny. Like,
yeah, it's fake.
Yeah,
dude.
I guess so, eh? Like, is this the kind of thing that you
I'm not saying they don't print books or whatever. They probably send it to China to get printed for cheap. They're not.
No, you know what they do is yeah, exactly. So this, you know, what you can probably do is you can probably just buy like
that looks fake as fuck. Like I don't even think any of that's real, other than maybe the warehouse size.
No, see, like that looks like something that you can shoot and easily switch. Like you can pay a media company and be like, "Hey, I want like media about my company."
Right.
So that it looks like I'm doing all this shit, and they can be like, "Yeah, we got stock." It's like stock image, but you can put your titles in.
Right.
That's what it could be. Yeah. No, this is not. Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. Fair enough. Fine. Yeah. It's like generic production stock footage.
Yeah.
That's so wild, dude.
So fake. And I don't even doubt that they're printing all these books. Who's buying them though? They must have insane stockpiles.
No, but they're like selling, dude. They turbocharged our humanitarian help with the global distribution center.
If you see those documentaries like the Going Clear and like whatever, all those people who once they leave, they show you they have fucking like garages filled with them.
I know.
And they literally get them to buy even books they already have. They tell them like buy more copies.
Give it to a friend.
Give it to a friend, like whatever. So like there's people who just have like
imagine. I'm like buy another when you buy another copy and read that copy, it's a whole new book.
Yeah, like there are people who just own like, you know, it's like one guy, one family, but they own like just boxes and boxes of the same book. They push it on them. It's like,
because they're sales. They should be selling that book.
You gotta. It's almost like you have the quota to sell. So like at a certain point, you just buy them yourself.
This is sick though, dude.
Make your quota or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, well, you're on the multi-level marketing scheme plan, right? So it's like you gotta just keep selling. Like you gotta sell, and then when you're on the clock like that, you just start buying your own stock. Well, that's what was happening to the LuLaRoe people. They were buying like it's basically like a MLM company with leggings.
Okay.
So you buy like, and then it became this like fashion fad too. So these moms would buy a bunch. They would buy the onboarding was that you buy $5,000 worth of stockings.
Okay.
And you're supposed to buy $5,000 worth and sell them. But then the real money is in convincing someone else to sell them.
That's every multi-level marketing scheme. Yeah.
So they all end up with like 50 boxes of LuLaRoe pants in their garage with like holes in them because they just get deteriorating and old. Like they just get shitty and like, they're just garbage. It's garbage material. So yeah.
It's like I remember I went for one of those interviews. Like I was looking for a job, and someone like was like, "Hey, we got a job interview for you. Be like a financial advisor and help people with money." And I was like, "Oh shit, I don't know if I'm qualified, but like, okay, like, I'll go for the interview."
Yeah.
And then you go, and it's like right away, it's like there's all that like fake like used car salesman shit at the front that's like, winner of the quadruple diamond jubilee like of excellence award or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you go and it's basically like a pitch, and it's like it was basically like, like for $50 a month, we'll give you the tools so that you could like get your own clients and be like a financial advisor and you can make all this money. But the real money is once you get big enough, you then start your own office or whatever.
That's what they all sell you.
They brought like 4 or 5 couples. They were always couples who were just like, it's like one of them gets so deep into it, the other one has to like basically sign up to bail them out. And then they got to, but like basically they brought like these couples. One was like, they weren't all Indian, like 2 were Italian.
Yeah.
One was like Filipino. Well, the main ones were Indian though. Like this Indian couple who's like,
Landmark Forum, or was that Scientology?
No, but I know that one. My friend almost fell for that.
Landmark Forum and Scientology apparently have similar, like the Scientology guy took the Landmark Forum curriculum and uses some of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, look at this metering. They give you.
This guy was basically like, we have 50 locations. This Indian couple, they're like, we have 50 offices. And it's like, I just realized very quickly, it's like, it's not about the job or this supposed like financial services you're giving people. It's just all about opening more offices of employees who are all paying this fee for the tools. That it's like, it's just such a scam. I remember I just didn't go back. And then the guy.
Oh, wait, was this Scientology?
No, I don't remember the name, but it was basically, it might as well have been, but it was like, it was pretending to be a job, but it's not really a job. The job is like, pay $50 a month for these tools.
Yeah.
So you could do this job that like no one's going to ever hire you to do.
Crazy.
But then really it was like, once you're suckered into that, it's like open an office where you get other people to do it or something.
Jesus.
But it was very much like the same kind of formula. They're all about like, they're not about the product themselves. It's about being the guy who then signs other people up to do the product or whatever. Like, you know?
Yeah. Well, this is like signing people up to take the class. It almost makes you think like the education system. Like, does it like, because they basically just have a full education system is what this is.
Yeah.
I like this metering thing though. They have like a metering.
They have their, and there's a few guys, but there's a guy who used to be like one of the top Scientologists, Marty Rathburn.
Yeah.
And now he's like, he does this like for people who are like, they left the main church, but they want to be like, it's almost like Protestantism. It's like an offshoot of Scientology. Like they still believe in it. They just don't like the way that the church is being run.
Oh, who is that?
His name is Marty Rathburn. He's in like a bunch of those things, but like basically he's doing this. He like does like metering audits for people like privately. It's like they've left the main church of Scientology and now they're like independent Scientologists.
Well, the metering, you know what the metering reminds me of? It reminds me of doing tarot cards and stuff like that. Because it's just a process of getting you to spill out what your issues are and then them having a system of like making you feel better about it and getting.
But it's proprietary. It's copyright. So they actually like, they go after these people because they're like, hey, you're not authorized to use the e-meter.
It's crazy because it's just their names that they're changing. It's like an old system. It's like the same as Landmark Education.
Yeah.
Same shit.
So but you were saying Landmark it works with Scientology?
No. What happened was years ago when one was being built, they all so like it's basically like a virus. The code has been written like 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And people are stealing it and refining it and stealing it and refining it. So Keith Raniere, the guy who made Nexium, the kind of like sex cult where he was branding the women
with the girl from Smallville,
vaginas.
Branding people on their vagina.
Yeah. That guy was actually an MLM master. When he went to MLM, they were like, this guy's a master. This guy's going to rip it. He might have done a little bit of Scientology training too. Now, they can tell you it's proprietary training and you can't use their words or whatever. But at the end of the day, the underlying program, they all stole it from the same guy who made, I think, Landmark. So we had another girl on the show, dude. Her dad
and like L. Ron was a student of Aleister Crowley, like I said, you know, like he's into occult mysteries and all that shit.
But you know what it is? It's like a success program that is tailored at going after people who have low confidence, I think. So there are these success programs. We had another guy that when we started the show, there's a guy who came on named Anand, and he went to this thing called large group awareness training. And it's pretty abusive. They're charging him like $3,000 US a month. We made him cancel it on the show, but he was paying $3,000 US a month, and and they basically told like they make you write down what all of your issues are, and then they use them to guilt you. So they're like, you have to come back. This is why you can't fix this thing with your mother.
Wow.
Yeah.
And if you betray them, they can just out you for all this shit.
They can out you. Yeah. These guys have a system of miscommunication too, but mostly they want you to stay in, keep paying money, keep doing classes. They're like, you haven't done your level, like you haven't done the next class yet. So like, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
Look at all these graphics. Like it's broadcasting to the world.
I know.
Shut up.
I know, dude. It's so wild.
I was watching your stupid shows. It's very.
There's eternity.
You know, Nation of Islam though. Today. Like not today, but like these days has an actual deal with Scientology.
Wow. How?
That's a real thing. They train their ministers in like auditing and stuff.
Yeah, of course, dude. It's called the Science of Certainty. And like I said, it's the same program used for Landmark Forum. And it is maybe a good program. I know there's a bunch of people who are doing Scientology without any of the negative stuff. And I think without this stuff too. Like these devices, the devices are wacky. But because they swear by the actual program itself. It's about like not, it's actually a little bit of like what loving kindness is.
Renegade Church. That's the unofficial Church of Scientology people. They were former members. They don't agree with how it's going, but they believe in all this auditing and all that.
Right.
So they still do it, but Scientology comes after them because they're like, that's illegal. You're a
That's
suppressive
proprietary.
agent. You're a squirrel. They call them squirrels. I don't know
Wow.
why. They're like, squirrel busting.
Squirrel busting. That's so
yeah. Like Marty, the main guy who like was high up and then now he does it independently. They show up at his house with like T-shirts that's like squirrel busting. Hey Marty, hey Marty. Yeah, you can find it in the documentaries. They're like, hey Marty, did you remember that you betrayed Article 47 by doing this? Blah 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 blah. Like, oh, you're just an SP, huh, Marty? Isn't it good to be an SP? A suppressive agent. Suppressive person.
Let's watch that.
Squirrel
I think
busting.
I have it.
Squirrel busting.
Dude,
Like they just show up at his house. They're like, "Hey, Marty." Yeah. Oh my god, it's so creepy.
In a few
Hey,
taps, you can start identifying creators
Marty,
without ever
that's
touching a search engine.
software, Marty.
Upfluence analyzes your database.
Marty could not be loaded either because the server or network. Oh wait.
Oh, I bet they took it down somehow. Yeah, the guy's like he like had to move to like super far away and shit too because like if you go to Squirrel, I think it's like squirrelbusters.com or something is their website.
Okay, wait, I got it.
Busters.com.
I got
They're like
video
Marty
for the-
Rathburn loves to like they'll just spread shit about him. It's like
Marty Rathburn.
they got him though. They got him though because he was harassing his like
Deputy
wife
to
or something, and he pushed the guy. He pushed one of the squirrel busters. So
Yeah.
then now they're like, that's assault, Marty. Like they got him. They charged him.
That's so
It's like-
funny where they're like,
just drove
hit
him
me,
nuts.
hit me.
Yeah,
hit
they
me.
just show up at your
Harassment.
house every day until you go crazy. Squirrel busters.
This is called Who Are the Squirrel
are
Busters?
a victim of some fairly heavy campaigning, allegedly by the church.
Come on, Marty. Got anything to say? You can't even defend yourself on this, can you?
What's your name?
I gave you my name, Marty.
What's your name?
Marty, I gave you my name. Now let's go take a look at a folder.
What's your name?
Why don't you answer his question?
They
your name?
employed what's called squirrel busters. The squirrel busters are a group of very vocal, very intimidating, in
Squirrel
my opinion,
busters.
very in-your-face people.
Oh my God.
Marty Rathburn's years in the church tells him that there is only one person that's dictating this campaign, and he alleges it is David Miscavige, the leader of the church. He alleges the leader of the church knows all about the campaign against him, and more than that is the reason why it's happening.
There's nobody else that has more to lose with him speaking out than David Miscavige. Who else would care about him speaking out?
In your opinion, he's the man that's pulling the strings.
Oh, yeah, it's beyond opinion. There's not even a scintilla of the things that have occurred with us over the past 5 years that would not require his direct order in order
Now
to
this
do
guy's
it.
fucked. If you watch the like whole going clear and stuff, you realize like this guy was right there amongst like the worst of them, doing all these like crazy things.
So
Now
it's
he
funny
left,
because
and now he's
he
trying to
turns
change his
on
life.
them,
It turns
but
on
it's
them, but
it's not
he
like
was
fully turning on them. He believes it.
he basically was like the guy who created the like half the systems of like abuse and disconnecting people from their families and all that shit. So
That's wild,
it's
bro.
like, wow, thank you. $5. Nice.
Yeah, thanks, dude. We got a Mac 23806. Rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth. Rest in peace.
I mean, rest in peace. Yeah, rest
Yeah.
in peace. Look, no hate to you. But also, can we get a rest in peace on the whole structure of monarchy and the whole system here? Can we
Why
make it
are
all
we
rest?
doing this? You don't have the money.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's
what's
falling
all the
apart,
big
too.
shows?
You got Harry and Markle running around. They're out. You got
Yeah.
Andrew running around going to Epstein Island. Like, who are these people?
Doing God knows what. Yeah, he's a maniac. Like, I mean, it's a weird tradition. And I don't know what it does. Like, does it? I mean, rest in peace. Rest in peace. You know, we're not here
Rest in
dancing on
peace.
anybody's grave. We're
Yeah,
not
we're
here
not.
dancing on
We're
anybody's grave.
not.
We're saying
We're
it's
not.
sad. It's
Rest
too
in
bad.
peace. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. God is great. You did good.
I
You
mean,
had
look,
a great
lived
life.
a full life, has
Yeah.
all these grandchildren, good health until what, 97 or something, right?
Right.
So, I mean, we should all be so lucky. What else do you want out of this world? Like, none of us are going to have anything close to that.
Yeah. Yeah. No
God
way,
bless. Like, you know, what else? The whole world is going to know that you died. That's amazing. Like, what else can you give her? Rest in peace.
Honestly, it's almost like fun. Like, she was paid, and her job was to go around being like
a national celebrity.
Yeah, basically.
Just the face of the nation.
Just the face of the nation. Go, like, she's just always doing tours. Like, your job is to travel and meet people and party and have fun.
And to, like, be England, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah, man. No, and to be like this hope for the nation or whatever. But it's almost like she was the first level, like, Kardashian. I feel like she's a Kardashian.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
what they want, because it's essentially, and like, dude, a lot of it was that kind of drama, like trashy drama. Not with her.
Yep.
She was straight and narrow, but always the brother or the sister is always
Yeah.
like having issues, dating, bullshit.
Right.
The monarchy's trying to control them, whatever. So it does, though, when you watch The Crown, and I think you've seen it too, right? We've talked about this.
Yeah.
When you watch The Crown, you realize that, yeah, it is this kind of reality TV show. It serves the same purpose as television serves, which is to be this hope for us. Like, we need to go to work and then come home and watch a story, I guess, to feel better about life or something.
Yeah, like
what,
I don't know, is in The Crown like a mine collapsed or something? So
the Crown? What do you mean?
In The Crown, like a mine in England like collapsed or something. Someone died. So like you had to like have the Queen be like, "This is a tragedy," and
yeah. She always,
you know, it's like you sort of need this like central authority to like talk about what's on everyone's minds.
Yeah.
There's like a use in that, especially before the internet. I think now there's already like a hive mind and people just say whatever they want to say individually. But back in the day, I don't think there was an outlet. So like you almost needed someone to take it on their shoulder to say like, I know this is what we're all thinking about. It's horrible. We're all together.
Yeah. That's what they said. They're like, you will be a hope and a comfort for the nation in this great. She said herself, I hope to be a comfort and a hope to the nation as we are stronger made to do. Yeah. It is like
it's a hard job too. It's not easy to do that.
Yeah. Her dad was stuttering. Her uncle didn't want to do it. Her brother, her sister did not want to do, or her sister.
No, her sister kind of was like, "Hey, share the power." At least according to The Crown. I don't know about real life, but that on the TV show, she was like, "Hey, can we do like a thing where like I have some of the power too?" And she's like, "No." Like,
there can only be one queen, but she's a train wreck too. She was like, "You're too sloppy."
The sister
gallivanting around town. Yeah, they were like so slut-shaming on her.
Yeah,
what a great
in the show they hated on the sister because like the sister went like instead of her, she went to America because I guess she couldn't go to the States. So
yeah,
she
that's
went
right.
Instead, and then she was drinking with the president till like 4 a.m, telling like vagina jokes and shit.
Yeah, and then it all backfired. It looked like, what has she done to the name of the
I don't
queen?
know, because I feel like people liked it, but then she got jealous. She was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I am the queen.
Oh, true. And then she might have put out a bunch of articles saying, not her, but like she almost signaled to someone in the establishment to put out something saying like, the princess is uncouth. Yeah. The princess has lost her marbles, maybe, perhaps in America.
Well, it's like I think there was a jealousy because it's like she could be loose and fun, whereas like as the queen, she had to be like, yes, prim and proper.
Yeah.
She's like, what the fuck? Weird. How come she gets to have all the fun? I got to be like this stale old lady.
I know. Well, it's over now, lady. You're done. And I do agree with you. I think rest in peace. I think they're going to get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope so, because I just don't think we can fully heal the native situation as long as we still have that sort of. We need to move on and be a new country and be the country we say we are.
I guess like if we're
can't have
gonna
it
do
both
these
ways.
native, like the way that we do these native like land reserve call outs, we're not call outs, but like these land acknowledgements. They're like,
yeah,
they're like we are on this land. Da, da, da. But it's like we're saying we're on this land, but then it's like, okay, so can you officially take off the colonizer's logo? It's like, no.
yeah.
We feel bad for you, but like, nah.
Like
it's
we won't get the land back, but we won't even take the logos off.
I know you can't, dude. Even when I went to court, they had a thing of the queen. They had the crown.
Yeah.
They had the crest. They had the crest.
Yeah.
And when she opened the courtroom thing, I had to go for jury duty. They were checking me for jury duty, and she opened by saying,
In the name of the queen.
She goes by the power granted to me by the queen. I am a judge of a royal of an Ontario court, and the power is granted to me by the queen to preside over this and to make judgment on you. Thank you. Let's begin. And like that's how she begins, and it's like, and that royal crest is behind her, and it's like, if I was Indigenous and I ended up in a court in any situation, I'd be like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, and the Indigenous, even though there's such a low population, they end up incarcerated per capita more than like anyone.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
the new king has been waiting 70 bleeping years to become king, and he's just going to give it up. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, well, no, I mean,
Raziel, you know what's going to happen though? You know what I think could happen is the kid that he's now a king. He could be like, time to be a man. Let's take back India. Like he could.
That'd be so funny. And so I think their system is set up so that like they could just. I don't know. That's the part I don't know.
Well, okay. Imagine.
I don't know if there's anything stopping them. If they just decided to not like evoke that power, if they could get it back. I don't know enough about their system.
Yeah, they don't have enough power. They don't have. I don't think he has any power. It's just like a thing. Because when you watch the show, you realize that's what they did with the queen. They were always like, you don't actually have any power.
But were they holding her back because she's a woman though? And now it's the man who's like, of course you have power, my liege.
He's like, yes. Now that there's a king, we can finally take more land.
Yeah,
according to the take more land.
They were just waiting 70 years.
Yeah, who knows, man?
It's like the South shall rise again. It's like Britannia shall rule the waves once more. Who knows?
The Britannia. Yo, thanks for coming, man. Appreciate it. I'm gonna go.
Thank you to all your amazing fans.
Thanks, buddy. Yo, do you want to plug something? I have a link to your website in the comment section so people can check out your shows.
Absolutely, yeah. So definitely check out vandadk.com. Now, I have a few things happening that are pretty exciting. If you are in Montreal this Saturday, I'll be at Girard Park for an outdoor show. It's just free. Pay what you can. It doesn't go to me, but it's support live comedy outside. Now, September 22nd, I'm going to be at the Paradise Theatre in Toronto, part of Vong Shows. So it's his opening night of the Vong Show at the Paradise Theatre. That's at 7:30. But at 10 o'clock, there's going to be a producer spotlight. As you know, I'm a producer. I put on shows all over Canada. And I've been chosen to be part of the producer spotlight.
That's sick,
at 10 o'clock at the Paradise Theatre on Bloor in Toronto.
Congrats.
That's sweet. And
that's good. Vaughn giving you that recognition.
Yeah, I know. That's awesome, Vaughn.
That's great.
And if you're anywhere in the GTA and you want to see a good show, I won't be part of it, but we got Jason Rouse. Well, I am part of it. I'm the producer, but Jason Rouse is going to be headlining at Revival 1863 on September 29th. Wow. So that's going to be awesome. Definitely check that out. It always sells out. The only way to get tickets to that is info@revival1863.com. You got to email them. But for anything that I do, just go to vandadk.com/live to see me in person and vandadk.com/shows to see stuff that I produce.
Yeah.
And it'll all be there. So yeah.
This is the show you're doing with Jason Rouse, eh? That's going to be sick.
So I'm not on that one. I'm just producing it. But it's going to be awesome. With we got and then Sloppy Sundays is October 16th right here in Toronto. I'm producing that too. And then I'm going to host the open mic after. So a lot going on. The Vong Show.
This show was amazing, by the way. We all stopped at a lake. We went swimming. It was an incredible experience. It was so good.
I love producing shows, man. I'm gonna be, to be honest, I'm gonna be doing less and less live performances. It's not like I won't do them. I'm just gonna be a little bit more selective and do them a little bit less.
Yeah.
I'm going to focus more on producing, and as time comes, more stuff like this online. Because
same, dude.
I want to be able to travel the world and still make content no matter where I am.
Well, I have my meditation coming up next week on the 15th. Here, let me give you guys a little.
How the first? Are you talking about the live thing, the in-person thing? How'd that go?
Well, tickets are now. This next one,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's going to be in person anymore, actually, but definitely it's going to be online.
Okay.
And honestly, I did it in person. Everyone thought it was amazing. It was at this art gallery, and like the guy who owns the art gallery even did the show, and he said he's like, it's amazing, whatever. But I think better to build it up online and then do a live show when there's just people ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that I'm focusing more on that, but the show itself is getting better. Like we really go into the heart. We like it's like getting tighter and tighter every time I do it. And last time, dude, it was like one. It was God unity. It was like one with God. But it is like a journey and like an adventure into the heart, mind, body, soul complex. And you go into the heart and become one with God. It's beautiful meditation. It's the Buddha's most powerful technique. Yeah, no, it was great, dude. You could feel it. But that'll be on the 15th. Yeah,
I've watched one of your loving kindness online meditations once, and it was incredible. I went to sleep to it, which you told us to that you encouraged it in the thing. So I
think that'll be good for. That's the other reason I want to do it online is because online you can just do it over Zoom and then like you go to sleep with it, like get the charge and then go to sleep.
Yeah. In person, you feel guilty if you're asleep or wake up and then have to drive home or whatever. It's like it's awkward.
There is something about that too. Like people loved it, but people were also like, it's late and it's dark now. So yeah. But thanks, dude. Thanks for coming. And links to all that in the comment section.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. God save the king.
God save the king.